How we doing today, man? My name's Diego, and the last year and a half, almost 2 years, I have been trying to learn how to day trade and trying the day trade. And you know by the title of the video that I said day trading has ruined my life. While that might be a little bit of clickbait, a little bit of, exaggeration, I kind of want to first get into how I got into trading, my expectations, all of that, and then kind of talk about the main thing, which is how it ruined my life, right, per se. Growing up, right, I want to preface by saying I always loved playing soccer, football, whatever you want to call it, soccer, right? I'm in the United States. I loved playing sports. I really wanted to get as good as possible, and that was my goal. I wanted to be a Real Madrid player. You guys might know them. And that was my goal. That's all I wanted to do. That's all I focused on. That's all I cared about. Elementary school, middle school, high school. That's all I did. Senior or sophomore year of high school, I tore my hip flexors almost off the bone. Took a long time, year and a half, to get back to even running, playing. Came back, wasn't the same. Wasn't really in favor with the coach I was under. And it was a mental toll, and I gave up playing club soccer then. Just played high school. Had a really good last season, senior year, but didn't really worry about it at all. Didn't really think about anything because I wasn't going to go to college at all. I'm not in college right now, but I wasn't going to go to college. I was, giving up on that dream of playing. I was doing weightlifting, the Olympic style sport in high school. I really loved to lift weights. My first experience making content was posting fitness content on TikTok. I had like 16,000 or 20,000 followers. I was making a little bit of money on there. And that was kind of my goal. My dream was just to do content leaving high school. But, it turned out to be a little bit harder than it looks, a little bit more commitment. My TikTok got banned. I tried to make other accounts. They kept me at 0 views. I really hope that I'm not still banned on TikTok or shadow banned because I want to get back on there someday. But that killed my momentum. I used to post 3 times a day. I was growing on there. I was growing on Instagram at the same time. And I really liked what I was doing. And I really, I can always wonder and say, where would I be at now if I didn't stop, if I didn't lose the momentum? And something that I always talk about with trading, with anything, is just the momentum, the positive momentum. It's how this channel has grown to 3,000 subscribers. That's nothing groundbreaking, but for me, that's pretty crazy to see that I can consistently get a few thousand views. I can make some money on this account, right? It just shows in every aspect, if you just stay consistent, the gym, trading, YouTube, anything you do, if you stay consistent, you get the ball rolling, you can make good progress. So backtrack, playing soccer. I wasn't going to go to college, but I didn't really have a great plan. I didn't even know about trading at this point. That's 2022. I didn't even know about trading. I mean, I knew about it, right? I'm not like an idiot, but I didn't know about trading, or I'd never even considered trading as something I was going to do. I finished high school. I wasn't going to go to college, and I felt ridiculously overwhelmed with what am I going to do with my life. And you might be in that same spot. I'm still somewhat in that same spot. If we're being honest, I'm still almost in that spot, right? I love trading. I'm trying to get good at it, but I don't really know. And even if I was making money trading, that's not really what I want to do with my life for the rest of my life, because you're not really providing any value to anyone's life. You're not really doing anything, right? It's a dream, and it's also just not a dream, right? Because it's just not, right? We'll get into that later. I say, you know what? I want to play college soccer. So if any of you guys know anything about sports and trying to play in college, if you wait until after you graduate and you wait till June, July to try and reach out to teams, it might, I don't want to sound bad or arrogant, whatever, but I was really, really good at playing soccer. I was really good. It was all I did. It's all I focused on. But even though I was good, it wasn't really enough, because I would reach out to different programs and say, hey, I'm trying to play. They'd be like, cool, we would love to have you, but our roster's full, right? We literally can't have you play. So through a friend, got a connection, played at a school, went there. and I was having all kinds of issues that I developed post. I got sick with something. I don't really want to name it. I don't really know if it's still, flagged on YouTube, but I got sick. And I think that had a lot of effects on my body. And I developed these blood flow issues in my legs. Long, complicated story. Summarize it quick. I couldn't run. I couldn't do sprints. I couldn't do high intensity stuff because the blood flow wouldn't really work well in my legs, and my feet would go numb. And if you're playing soccer, your feet really can't go numb. So I didn't really like the school. I didn't really like being in school. I didn't really like being so far away. I was in Tennessee. I live in Florida, so pretty far away from my family. It wasn't really a match. It just wasn't a fit for me. And I said, you know what, cool. I'm just going to move back home. I'm going to give it up one last time. I'd given up on my real dream, right? My real dream was to be a professional. It just didn't work out. It just wasn't meant to be. A mixture of not being good enough and unfortunate health circumstances, right? It was a mixture. It wasn't one or the other. But at the end of the day, I had to face the music and say, you know what, this isn't for me. It will never be me. And I had to give up on my biggest dream in life, which is to do that. Fast forward, I'm back in school in Florida. It doesn't really matter where I was at. I'm not really trying to, leak that. I guess it doesn't matter, but I was in school in Florida, and I just hated it, man. I just didn't like it. I didn't know what I was trying to do in college, so I was just studying the basic stuff. I can't even remember. I don't even know if I had a major. I don't think I even had a major picked out. I was just doing the classes you needed. Really close to getting my AA, which is just like the first 2 years done. But I just couldn't stand being in college. I was just falling into bad routines, bad habits, just kind of wasting my time, right? And it was really eye-opening one day when I really just reflected on it. I was like, man, what am I doing? And I made the decision that I was going to leave school, right? And I'm not saying school is bad. I'm not saying college is bad. I think that if you want to become a doctor, lawyer, or a journalist, right? If you want to do a job and you really have a desire and you know what you're trying to do, then you have to go to college, right? If you want to be a doctor, because that's what you want to do, you have to go to college. There is nothing bad about college. There's absolutely nothing bad about college. I can't stand the people, the TikTok warriors that you see. Why are you guys in school? Leave school. School's trash, whatever. No, school's not trash. I think it's trash if you have no idea what you're trying to do. And that was me. I might still go to college someday. Wow, that's crazy to say. Oh my gosh. I don't know. If I want to become if I have some burning desire, I'll go and do it. But I didn't have that. I didn't have any passion towards anything that I was studying. So I said, why am I spending so much time here and living somewhere else, being a little bit degenerate? Let me just regroup. Let me just regroup, and if I find something, I'll go back. So I made the decision after my freshman year, I wasn't going to go back. This would be my junior year in college, so it's only been 2 years. And I left school. I didn't have a plan. I left school. At the time, the second semester, the spring semester, when I was, debating leaving school and whatnot, my dad, he'd retired. He'd been working a long time. He retired, saved the money. Cool, he's retired. But he always loved trading. He always loved to trade. And still, again, trading was not on my radar yet. It was nowhere near my radar. He traded options back in the day. He traded futures. He tried it all, right? Like everybody that sees it, wants it. It's a great idea, right? But he would try and trade while he was working, stuff like that. But he was retired now, so he had time to just trade. And I remember Christmas break before I finished school, right? I was at home Christmas break, and I was just watching him trade because he was doing it every morning. He was on the computer. I was like, I'll just sit down here and see what it's about. I have a video on my Snapchat. And I should have had the receipt right here first because it would have been nice. You know what? Can I pause this recording? So I actually just paused the video. I've never actually done this because I take all my videos in one take, but here we go. This is where my life changed forever. Forever. Right here. This is the moment, man. This is the moment right here. Let's get the volume up.
It's breaking through that line, Diego. It's breaking through it now. We're really
right there. This was
it's really gonna go. I hope it's gonna go.
You see the P&L there, $800. up 400 on the position, trading the the S&P 500 futures. And I mean, it was probably 9:30, right? Or not 9:30, it was probably like 10:30 max, right? It was, I don't even know, right? And this was real money. My dad loaded a $50,000 account. This was real money. When was that? We don't see the date because I have the date. It's right here on my Snapchat. So it's right here on my Snapchat. This is the date here. December 29, 2022. That was my introduction to trading. Look at these charts. Trade of 8 man, OG. But let me fix this thing. That's where my life was ruined. That moment planted a seed in my head, and it was, hey, I just watched my dad make 900. It ended up being over 1,000. I don't have the video of it, but I remember that day so clearly. It ended up being over $1,000. And in my head, I still was just in school, didn't really think much of it, but in my head I was like, man, how will I ever go and work a job when I can make $1,000 in a day? And there's people making 10K, 100K. I don't care about that. I see $1,000, right? Even if it was $100, it would blow my mind, right? 2 points on the ES. That was real money. That wasn't a prop firm. That was real money. He had his own account. He loaded up his own 50 grand in there. And, right, and that's a lot of money, right? My family is doing well, right? He's retired, but he trades funded now, right? Let's put it that way. We can't afford to just, right? It's not like money's unlimited, if you know what I'm saying, right? I'm very fortunate. My family is very fortunate. We worked hard, or they worked hard, right? They worked hard, right? So I don't want anyone thinking, oh, whatever, they're just throwing money away, right? No, like, the money meant a lot to us, right? $1,000 for them, for my parents, is a ton of money, especially in a day. So that moment right there, I remember just thinking, I mean, if somebody else is doing this, if it's actually possible to do this, then I have to. I have to. That was my thought. I have to do this because I saw it right in front of me. My dad wasn't consistent at this time, right? But it was just that little bit of just, you could do this consistently, right? Seeing that moment changed the course of the next 2 years, right? Even if I quit tomorrow, that moment still changed 2 whole years of my life. I'm not going to quit tomorrow. But even if I did, that one moment influenced the next 2 years of my entire life. Went through school, finished. I said, cool, I'm going to do something. I'm not going to be in school. I'm going to move back home with you guys, and I'm going to try and figure something out. I started doing courses on real estate because I was like, oh, I'll just get my real estate license. Cool, become a better communicator, all this stuff. I have some family that does it, so I was like, cool, this sounds good. And it still sounds good. It still sounds like a great idea. But I was doing the courses, doing the classes, and I was like, I just replayed that moment in my head. $1,000 in an hour and a half. And what did you have to do that? You use this thing right here, the thing I'm talking to, which is a computer, laptop, whatever, and you just went, click, buy or sell. Buy or sell. You didn't talk to anyone. You didn't, have to do any deal. You didn't have to do any work, right? And boom, $1,000 more or $1,000 richer. I couldn't shake that. I can't. I still can't shake that on my mind. Because once you see it, right? It's like Neo in the Matrix, man. What was the guy's name? I know his name, man. I can't forget it now, man. I try and do these in a quick take. Morpheus or something. Morpheus. Red pill, blue pill, right? But hey, if you take the red pill, right? It's red pill, right? If you take the red pill, you're never going to unsee it. You're never going to unsee it. And I took the red pill that day, and I will never unsee it. I will never unsee it. And I'll never unsee the online space of how much money people can make online. And I see these kids doing it. I see these guys, and it's like, that's why I say it ruined my life, right? And again, I said ruined because it's a clickbait title. It's going to maybe get me more views. Hopefully, fingers crossed, hopefully some more views. But it's just a kind of hyperbole, right? An exaggeration. It didn't ruin my life. It just put me on a different course. Again, I said it for the thumbnail. I said it for the title, whatever. So take it with a grain of salt, right? I don't want everyone to say, oh, you shouldn't. It ruined my life in the sense that I will never be able to see money. And so many people talk about this. I'm not the first one to say this. But I will never be able to see money and making money and trading ever again in a different light. And I will continue to do this. And this is what is my motivation to keep trying when I fail, is I replay that moment of $1,000 in minutes from pushing a button. There's nothing else in the entire world. I promise you there's nothing else in the entire world that will give you that much money for as little effort, right? Obviously, it takes a lot of work, takes a lot of time, takes a lot of dedication. But once you have it, you push a button and you let everything else happen. You don't talk to anybody. And I'm not like some antisocial person. It's not that I can't talk to anyone, right? But if you don't have to deal with other people and you can make your money from anywhere, anytime, anyway, it is insane. It is actually insane. And again, ever since that moment, I've never been the same. So I started trading, and you get into it. You don't expect to be profitable in your first week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, but you're like, hey, maybe in 3 months I'll be making some money, right? Maybe get a little bit of money coming in. And then 3 months go by, and it's like, 6 months, right? I've just got the concepts down. I found this guy that I really like how he trades, and then a year goes by. And then it's like, okay, what are we saying? And now you're here, right, where I'm at now. And I feel great about my trading. I feel like I'm improving every day. But I'm not making money, right? And that's fine, right? That's perfectly fine. But that's where you're going to have so many bad days trading. If you haven't started trading, I want to preface something, man. I'm not saying you can't be the guy that gets profitable in 6 months. I'm never going to be the one to put limitations on anybody. I'm never going to do that. But if you haven't started yet, I want you to be really, really brutally, I want to be brutally honest with you guys. It will probably take you longer than you hope. It'll probably take you longer than you expect. That doesn't mean don't try, but it means, are you willing to do double, triple the amount of time you would hope, right? If you want 6 months, try 1.5 years, 2 years, right? What are you thinking about that? Again, it's not to discourage anybody, but it's just be honest with yourself. Be realistic with yourself. Can you do that? Because you're going to have a lot of days where it's, why did I ever start this? That's why I said, ruined your life, right? Why did there's no going back once you see it. A lot of people quit, whatever, but if you're someone like myself that literally can't quit, I literally can't quit, man. Unless someone forces me, I don't think I can quit trading, right? It might be an addiction. I don't think I can quit because I know I can do it. And if it happens, right? And that's why I get so frustrated with these frauds in the space. It's why it burns me, man. It burns me up inside that there's these frauds that are just making money off preying off innocent people. Really, that's what it is. They're preying off innocent people, and it's so disgusting because my mindset is, hey, if someone else is doing it, then I can do it too. So that's why when someone that's not actually doing it is trying to teach or trying to give information, it boils my blood, man, because it's so unfortunate, because all of trading is just confidence and belief. Because if someone else can do it, I promise you can do it too. So that's why if you're someone that doesn't actually make money trading and you try and come off as profitable, you are one of the worst people in the entire world. You're doing one of the most deceiving and disgusting things anyone can do, because if you're just lying, man, just don't be a liar. Don't be, just don't be a liar. Don't be a terrible person. Because sometimes I sit there and I wonder, hey, is anybody actually making money, right? Is it even possibly profitable long term? Is it even possible to use the concepts I'm using and blah blah blah? And everyone has their own opinion. I trade ICT. Everybody has their own opinions on if it works or doesn't work. But I've seen so many people online that can make it work. So I'm not comparing myself to them or whatever, but I'm saying, okay, cool, they can do it. I can do it too. And because that's my mentality for the rest of my life is that if somebody else can do it, I can do it. I will never be able to quit trading, right? I think, I started doing the YouTube, stuff like that, because maybe we can build up a YouTube, right? And we can make some money on the side. I'm going to start trying to get some affiliate codes for different prop firms. So maybe I can make a little bit of money, right? Because I'm not making money trading, right? But I'll always be 1,000,000% honest with how much money I'm making and where I'm at in my trading. But I'm doing other things, right? Because I'm not there yet. And that's why I say trading has ruined my life, because how can I go back to school and become a doctor, right? Because even if you're making doctor money, 200, 300, 400,000 a year, even if you're making great doctor money, you're still having the doctor time off, the doctor stress, the doctor hours, right? If I could make $1,000 out of nothing and I spend an hour looking at the chart a day and I talk to nobody and I deal with no stress, I deal with no bad hours, I deal with no vacation time, why would I do that, right? Even if someone offered me doctor money right now, but I had to be a doctor, or I could do what I'm doing right now, I would choose what I'm doing right now every single time. And that's why you have to remember that when you're struggling, when you're in a tough spot in your trading journey, you have to remember your why. Your why isn't money. Your why becomes greater than that, because I know right now, if somebody offered me $500,000 a year, but I had to be a doctor for the rest of my life or until retirement, and I had, 4-week vacation a year, that might be even pushing it, and a little bit of paid time off, I would turn it down. I would turn it down, because it was never about the money. It will never be about the money. It is about the freedom, the fun, the personal growth. It's about everything else that trading is, rather than the money, right? And that's why I knew I'm not capable of doing something else. I'm sure there's something else that I would enjoy doing and love doing. If I find that, I'm going to pursue it. I promise you that. I will never be one to hold myself back. But as of right now, I've spent the last year and a half, almost 2 years doing this, and I don't see a stop, and I'm just having the hope. And it's a hard spot for someone. It's hard to be in my position, and you guys are in my position too. I'm just talking for myself, my own perspective, right? It's hard to be in a position of, I don't know if this is going to work or when this is going to work. I couldn't tell you. I don't have a crystal ball. I don't have the magic 8 ball. Hey, when's trading going to work? Oh, 1.5 more years, and you'll be making $1,000 a day. Okay, great, cool. I'm going to stick it out the next 1.5 years, right? Put me in 3 years deep, right? I don't have a crystal ball that I can sit there and shake and say and see, okay, cool, I can do that, right? But when you become a doctor or you become a lawyer, you say, okay, I need to pass this bar exam, then I got to do this, then I got to go to this school, then it's laid out for you. You do all these things, you become a doctor, right? It's no secret, there's no luck, right? You have to be smart, you have to work hard, but there's no secret, there's no luck behind it. It's just do this and you get here, right? Trading's do this and, keep doing this, and then maybe you'll be here. And that's hard. That's very stressful, right? It's not stressful in terms of, I'm showing up looking at a chart, but it's stressful mentally of, what am I doing with my life? Is this going to work? What if it's not for me? What are all the self-doubt that everybody has, right? Every single person has. And you start questioning your why. Why am I doing this? And if your why isn't strong enough, it's just not going to work. If it's just to make a quick buck, it's not going to work for you, man. I'm sorry, it's not going to work, because after month 6, a year, right, and you're still trying to make that quick buck, you're going to just give up, man. You're just going to try something else, or you're just going to do something else. It's just that simple. And every single day I wake up and I have to just keep getting better, keep getting more disciplined, and I have to do all these things just for the chance, right? I don't even know. Right? I'm not guaranteed, right? That's the word, guaranteed. I'm not guaranteed anything. You're not guaranteed anything. I'm sorry to tell you this, but you're not guaranteed anything in life. You're not guaranteed anything that you want. You're not guaranteed it. You got to work hard just for the chance to get lucky, right? And it's not luck, right? It's hard work, but at the same time, you don't know when it's going to work. You don't know what day, what week, what month, what year. You don't know. And I don't know. And that's a very hard way to live your life. People might look at you like you're some bum because you're trying to trade, because they don't understand, right? You tell them that you've been trading for almost 2 years and you make no money, right? You look like an idiot, right? You know how many people that I say with my chest, I haven't made any money yet, I'm getting better, right? But you know what people think. Oh, you're just a bum. Oh, this guy, bro, zero work ethic. No, I mean, I work harder than you, man. I work a lot harder than you, I promise you. I work harder than you, right? That's not you guys, but I'm saying just the people that want to call you a bum. I promise you, if you're really doing this, if you're really showing up, you're really journaling, you're really trying to get better, you're really trying to improve. You're not just sitting there gambling, and you're doing things to improve yourself. And I promise you, you're working harder than you think, because that's something that you have to reverse engineer, right? A lot of times in my life, I was always told I was lazy growing up, but what people don't understand is that it's not lazy. It's just it's a bad focus on things that you don't care about, right? But yeah, you should help around the house, do different things, right? You don't want to be lazy, and I could fall into that category for sure. But in terms of when I want something, I am the most hardworking person in the entire room every single time. So whenever I had this program in my head that I was told I was lazy, I was whatever, I started to try and lean into that. Oh, I'm just lazy. And ever since I started changing my mindset about things. I will never call myself lazy. I will try and always be positive. You try and do all these good things because your mind is what controls your future, right? The only way I can become profitable and do this at day trading is if I control my mind, I control my effort, I control my focus, right? So I'm not lazy. I've reverse engineered the idea of being lazy. I'm not lazy. I'm the hardest working person I know because I show up to the gym, right? I'm not the biggest. I don't really do as much consistent as often, but hold up, man. I'm going to flex for the camera. Right? I'm consistent there, right? Again, I'm not the biggest person ever, but you don't get any muscles without showing up and being consistent and working hard, right? There's a lot of people that show up to the gym every day and don't even come close, right? Don't even come close. And again, I don't really got any abs. I'm a little bit whatever, but I work hard in the gym. You guys see me show up every single day. I make a video every single day. It's not hard, but it's motivation, it's discipline, it's consistency. I show up to the charts every single day. I get beat down every single day. I lose. I come back. Last month was horrible. I come back, right? And you're going to see more from me. I'm going to start doing more because I can do more. I'm holding myself back. I can do so much more. And that's where, again, it's all back to just, do you really want to do this? Do you really want to trade? And I'm really talking to myself here. Do you really want to do this? Or just say you want it? And be prepared for trading to ruin your life, because it will make you realize that you're not guaranteed anything and you got to work really, really hard, and it's going to take longer than you expect. And it's an eye-opener, right? It's an eye-opener, man, because I see these people. And it's like, man, TJR, just in the trading space, right? You see these guys and it's like, man, how are they doing this? How do they have 100,000 followers here, 500,000 followers here? How do they get this much engagement here? How do they make so much money trading here? How can they do this, that, the other? And it's like, I'm right here. I have no money in my bank account. I have a few thousand subscribers on YouTube. I have no other social media platforms doing well. I have, I don't get payouts on my prop firm. I struggle to pass accounts. I struggle to follow my rules. And it's like you can always see other people, and it's like, okay, and you get that imposter syndrome. You feel like you're not good enough. You feel like you can never get there, or that you're so far away from everybody else, and it feels like you're always so far away. It feels like every single time in my life, because I've tried the only two things I've really cared about, which is become a professional athlete and trying to be a day trader, right? Two of the hardest things that you can do, right? They're very similar. And being a professional athlete, being a trader are the only two things I've really ever cared about and put time into. So it is so ridiculously hard, because the level that you have to be at for both of those things is just through the ceiling, right? It's through the ceiling. You'd see guys that you're playing with or people that you're competing with, and it's like, man, I'm nowhere near them. I'm nowhere near their level. And trading, it's like, I'm nowhere near that level. I'm not anywhere close to that life, that anything. And it's such a humbling experience. But this is where I want to kind of wrap things up. Trading did not ruin my life. Trading saved my life. Because after I had to quit soccer, after I had to quit what I was pursuing there, it gave me something equally as hard, maybe a little less hard, but equally as challenging, equally as uncertain, right? Which is something I guess my body craves. I think some people just crave the uncertainty. I crave the uncertainty. I crave the non-traditional. I don't know why. It's a blessing and a curse. But trading saved my life because it gave me something to pursue, it gave me something to love, it gave me something to wake up for. And I'm really grateful for that, regardless of where it goes. And I think one thing I need to remember is that I can be anything I want to be. You can be anything you want to be, right? I'm telling you this from perspective of someone that has, in a sense, nothing. I have everything, right? Because I have a family that loves me. I have a home. I have a roof above my head. I have food coming to me tonight if I need it, right? I have everything and more, but I have nothing in a sense. I have nothing from the material and the worldly perspective, but I have God, I have my family, and I'm really blessed, right? I want to make things absolutely crystal clear. I'm beyond blessed, but comparison to, the TJR, and again, comparison to Thief of Joy, right? You don't have to leave that comment because I understand. I'm just trying to paint a picture here. I'm filming with my MacBook camera that is a 5, 6, 7, 8-year-old MacBook. It's not the best quality. The room behind me is a little bit of a mess, right? I don't have the cool setup. I don't have, whatever, right? I don't have a chain around my neck, right? I'll never wear like any crazy chains, right? That's something that you guys better hold me to. But I don't have the chain. I don't have the car outside. I drive a car that has over 250, like 200-something thousand miles on it, right? And it's 20 years old, right? That's the thing outside. I don't have a Lamborghini sitting outside for me. I don't own this house. I don't even pay rent for this house. It's my parents' house, right? I have nothing right now. I don't even have any motion on YouTube, right? I have a few thousand subscribers. But anyone can get a few thousand subscribers, right? Like anyone can do that with just consistency. If you upload as much as me, you're going to have the same amount of subscribers. You probably have more than me, right? So in those sense, right, from where I am now, from where I want to be, I want to have 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. That's always been a dream. I want to be able to have my own place to live. It doesn't have to be the fanciest thing ever, but I want my own place. I want my own car, right? I don't want a crazy car. I don't care about the material things, but it's just in terms of the stuff. I want new clothing. I want to be able to buy my own food. I want to be able to buy whatever. I want to go on vacation. I can't do any of that stuff yet. So why do I have a perspective that I can talk about things? Because the thing is, I really do believe inside of me that even throughout all the self-doubt, because I have a ton of self-doubt, I have a ton of imposter syndrome, I'm not going to be that guy. I'll never be the guy with 100,000 subscribers. Sometimes, I think about that stuff. I have those thoughts. I'll never be that guy. I'll never have that kind of money, right? Because it's always been told to you, or at least for me, right? Growing up, it's like, be realistic, or they're just rich, or they make all that money because, they're really smart, or because they had a good family, or because whatever, or that's always it. It's always been excuses. It's always been elusive, right? Money, success, it's always been an elusive idea. Ever since I was a kid, it's always been like, we put these celebrities, we put these rich people on a pedestal, like, oh my gosh, look at this beautiful house, or I can't imagine what it's like. I would always hear that growing up, oh, I would love to have that money or be able to do this, or I would love that, I would love to have that. And I've had to understand that pedestal is not real. It's not real. These people, these places, these things that you want to do, they're for you as well. I promise you, you can do it. They're for you as well. They're not on a pedestal, right? And even if they were on a pedestal, there's a ladder right behind the pedestal. Because, you have a way to climb up. You have a way to get up there if you want. And that's why I say I really, really do believe, and again, even through all the self-doubt, because right now, it's like I say that I believe, but sometimes it's like, you go to sleep at night after a rough day, and it's like, man, I wish that was me. And you start falling into the I wish, right? Never do the I wishes. Say, I know. And I'm making this video now, and a week from now, it's not going to look much different. I'm going to be in a similar spot. A month from now, I'm going to be in a pretty similar spot. 2 months from now, 3 months from now. I saw this thing, I'm sure you guys have seen it too before. It's people really overestimate what they can do in a year, but underestimate what they can do in 5 years. And I really do believe that I will have 100,000 subscribers. I really believe that. I really believe that. I don't know when, I don't know where, I don't know how, but I believe that I can be that because I can, right? I can always keep getting better. I can make better videos. I will have 100,000 subscribers. I know I'll get payouts and I'll make money trading. I know that's going to happen. So I can talk about this. I can make this video because without the criteria now or the success now or the evidence now, but I can make this video and look at the camera and be honest and truly believe it, man. I truly believe it. I think every single thing starts with that real belief. You have to really believe what you're saying. You have to really believe your intentions. And I really believe that I can actually achieve the things I'm trying to achieve in my life. I really believe it, man. And it's unfortunate because, the world is set up for you to doubt yourself, to second guess yourself. It's set up that way. Oh, you're not going to school? Ha ha ha, right? Oh, you're not going to school? Oh, you're going to just, man, this guy. They might not say anything to your face, but to your parents or to your friends, it's like, this guy, dude, I mean, what is he doing with his life, right? So the world is set up to make you feel like an outcast, like it is set up to ruin the world is built to ruin your life if you let things that ruin your life be your world. Don't let it be your world. Let the positivity, let the motivation be your world, right? Don't let the negative side of the world be your world, right? When people say the world doesn't revolve around you, that's true. It does not, right? The world doesn't revolve around me, but guess what? My world revolves around my head and my thoughts and my experiences. So I can control my experiences. I can control my thoughts. I can control my world. So my world revolves around me, and your world revolves around you, right? The world doesn't, but mine does. And I can control my thoughts. I can control my destination, my destiny, and all that stuff. I mean, I don't have direct control, but I can put myself, if I show up every single day, I will never miss a lucky day. And sometimes that's all it takes is a little bit of luck, a little bit of consistency, a little bit of hard work, and you'll be great. You'll be fine, man. So I really want to make this video today. It's FOMC day, right? I wasn't trading today. I'm not trading later. And I just like to make these videos, man. I really like to talk about this type of stuff because, again, man, I'm not in the spot I want to be. And sometimes I need to reassure myself, and I need to, go over myself and kind of revisit the plan, man. Stick to the plan, stick to the plan, stick to the plan, right? Just keep chipping away. And, I'm praying, man. I'm praying that someday we get to the spot we want to be, man, all of us, and that I can look back at this video like the way I'm hoping, right? I'm hoping I can pull up this video a year, 2, 3, 4 years from now and be like, man, you really did what he said he was. Because I always see those videos from everyone else, right? They have their video from before, and then it's them killing it, and then they watch their video. I want to do that too, and I really think I can. But it's just going to take continuous hard work and improvement every day. So, I have a prayer that I read every single day when I come down here. It's right up there, and I'll just read it out for you guys. I say, thank you, God, for all your blessings and another day to keep going and following your plan. Help me and guide me to where you want me to end up. Amen. Because guess what, man? That's all that matters at the end of the day, right? I can only thank God for the blessings. I can only keep going and following his plan, right? That's all I can try and do. And he can help and guide me to where he wants me to end up, right? I'm going to end up wherever I'm supposed to. And I think people misconstrue that idea of God's plan, right? God's plan isn't, God's plan is your plan, right? And that sounds bad. But what I mean by that is, if you show up and if you work hard, right? Don't envy others, right? If you follow good principles of being a good person, right? If you show up and you work hard with honesty and integrity, and you really work hard and you really try and do your best, then you are going to find what you need to find, right? You're going to find the key to the door if you're looking for the key to the door. If you're not looking for the key to the door, then you're not going to find it. And I really do believe, I don't know what it is, I don't know exactly how to get there, but I really believe if I show up with honesty, I show up with hard work, then I'm going to get where I'm supposed to. If you're not showing up and you're not working hard, if you're letting yourself fall victim to bad habits and you're just doing the wrong things, then yeah, you're not going to get to where you need to be. But if you're showing up, doing the right things, trying to be better, trying to succeed, right? You're not going to be perfect, but you're gonna be getting the rewards and seeing the results that you want to see. So again, man, right now I can't tell you when, how, or when or why, but I really do believe trading didn't ruin my life. That it in fact saved my life, and that we will see. We'll see in the future, man. Only time will tell. Let me know what you guys thought about what I was talking about today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Obviously a little different, a little bit long, but I appreciate all the support. Please subscribe. Please comment on this video if you guys are seeing it. It helps push my videos. And right now, man, again, like I said, 100,000 subscribers. That's my goal, man. Let's see what we can do. We're like 3.6% of the way there, which is sick, right? That's pretty good, right? That's pretty good. So I will see you guys in the next one. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I will be trading again, and I appreciate you guys all watching my videos and supporting the channel. So, yeah, what more can I say, man? Have a great day, and get outside, do something fun. Tell somebody you love them today. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.